With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Good morning. It's 9 a.m. here on Monday, January 26th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect sunny skies with a high of 39. In hour 3 of today's show, we'll continue day 1 coverage of the Panini Senior Bowl out in Mobile, Alabama, and maybe we'll recap the NFC and AFC Championship games. If you missed hours 1 or 2 of the show, you can catch it in the on-demand section at 1045ESPN.com. You can also follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 1045 ESPN channel. Hour number 3 of Off the Bench, live from the Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama, brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, starts now.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB here live from the Panini Senior Bowl. Our trip brought to you by First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com. And, of course, we also want to remind you about our friends over at Rouse's all throughout the Gulf Coast. And so if you're listening to us here, you're getting ready for the Senior Bowl like us, there's a location that is near you. And remember, this is a great time to go over to Rouse's. Now, we give you Rouse's.com so you can find that location. But once you get to the Rouse's, remember, they got every kind of king cake imaginable right when you walk in. They've got the cinnamon. They've got every filling. They've got the Dr. Pepper king cake. They got a little bit of everything over at your local Rouse's. Meals ready to go, sides ready to go. So just go and check those out. All right, we mentioned that the New Orleans Saints obviously have a big presence here when it comes to the coaching staff. More coaches than any other team, and you've got one of the teams that has a head coach, and Scott Tolzien, our guy, is going to be calling the plays for the American team. But you have, I think it's 7 coaches now from the New Orleans Saints alone that are going to be down here in Mobile. So obviously that's going to be an advantage for them. Now, there's going to be positions that we kind of highlight here for the New Orleans Saints, and when it comes to maybe players that we can see them being interested in. Now, some of those players aren't going to be here like we thought they were going to be. Some players decided to pull out of the game. Some probably because they started to talk to league officials and found out where they were getting drafted. Some, for the Miami and Indiana guys, probably like, Coach, a little bit of a reset here. We just played on Monday. Last year, you had some Notre Dame and Ohio State players here, and you could tell that they had been through the fire of a very long season, but still going to be plenty of talent here in Mobile for the Saints to be able to assess, and there's going to be a slew of receivers here, and I think that's the position that we're all looking at when it comes to the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, just kind of follow up on what you just said. There's actually, Indiana's got 1 player here, Kalen Black, and then Miami has 2, both offensive linemen, James Brockmeyer and Markel Bell here. So they're coming off of potentially just hitting the pinnacle of their football career and said, you know what, I'd like to go to Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, I'd like to go compete against some of the best. But certainly the Saints will have an advantage here from a coaching standpoint, just can kind of get that firsthand look and how valuable of intel is that to be able to report to the head coach and the GM when you're talking about different players. Like, look, I had these guys all week. Yeah, you can learn a lot when you interview these guys because the scouts will be here, GMs will be here, head coaches from other teams will be here that aren't actively coaching the players on the field. And they will be able to interview these players. Joel Thomas just told us that, like, look, these are like 20-minute interviews. Those are long interviews with kids.
That's
like,
a long
That's
time.
a long. Like usually it's like 5-10 minutes. It is a little bit of like, a little bit of speed dating, but 20 minutes with multiple kids is a long, long time. So you get to learn a lot in that. But if you're actually coaching the teams, you get to learn more. Just like you said, I had Neil in the room last year. So you get to know from a personality standpoint, from a football standpoint, because on the interview process, these guys are training for that. We've already talked to 2 quarterbacks that said they're training for their interviews.
Right.
They're training. I asked the question because I remember doing this. You're going to get asked what your favorite play versus cover 2 is, and then why. What's your favorite play versus cover 3? Quarters. What do you do in pass protection? How did you handle this, your pass protection? In a 6-man protection, were you in charge of the mics? Where the center was in charge of the mics? Were you able to make adjustments? What were those adjustments? Why did you make them? Well, they are grinding those questions every day in preparation. So they're kind of, I guess you could say, stock answers. Well, when you get to coach them, you're actually coaching them in the quarterback room, in the line room, in the linebacker room. Like, you get to actually see their football IQ, their football knowledge, and what great intel that you can bring. The Saints coaches can bring to Mickey Loomis, Kellen Moore, say, this is what I saw. Yeah, y'all saw that in the interview process when you talk to them and ask them questions. This is what I saw, like, in the coaching room. Like, this guy's got it. Or for a lot of them, he doesn't have it.
Yeah, that's going to be some of that.
That was really interesting to hear him say that. It's like, are they going to say that one thing? We're looking for something. Like, we know the answers to most, but are they going to say something that's going to put them above everybody else? He's like, but in a lot of cases, they say something that puts other people ahead of them, right? So and that's what these guys are saying. Everything that they do, everything that they're doing from right now till next September determines if they have a job or not at their dream spot, which is playing in the NFL. So whether you do here can make or break you. What you do at the Combine can make or break you. What you do at Pro Day can make or break you. They continuously, from here, they are in the gauntlet of make or break situations. And then certainly when you get to your team, every single practice is that.
Yeah.
Do you have it? Like, coaches are looking for a reason to not draft you, to cut you, whatever it is. You don't give them those reasons, then you find yourself on a roster. But they're about to go through that gauntlet that they have to survive. All these kids have to survive, and the goal is to make it to next September. And, of course, there's going to be a few that are going to have an advantage that get drafted in the first or second round. But anything after that, you're fighting for your life every single day, and you can't make a mistake, and that is what causes the stress that all these kids are dealing with. So I can promise you, they're going to be walking around here doing all their interviews, but they probably cannot wait to finally get on the football field and then do something they actually know that they're good at.
Yes.
They can stop worrying about, don't screw up, don't say the wrong thing. They get the pads on, they get on that practice field. Let me go hit somebody in the face.
Right.
That's what they want to do.
That's what I've done my whole life. That's what I know I can do. That's what I know I can get done. And for the Saints, as we talked about, receiver, it feels like at least going to be one of the top priorities. Maybe it's with a top 10 pick at number 8. Maybe it's in the second round. We've talked about how deep this edge rusher class is. Saints looking for an edge rusher. So if they went, receiver at 8 and they go edge rusher later on, I wouldn't be surprised by that. But if they do if they do go another position at 8, there is a receiver on the American squad, which, again, there's 7 Saints coaches on the American squad. Jacoby Lane from Southern Cal. He is 6'4", 205. All right, so he is what we're talking about as far as a position and a body type at that position for the Saints. That's opposite of what they have in Chris Olave. 49 catches, 745 yards. Now, he only had 4 touchdowns, but he did average over 15 yards per catch. Now, you would think somebody with that size would have more touchdowns, but strong hands, one of the fewest drop rates in the Big Ten. He has the frame. He's the guy that made the incredible one-handed catch against LSU in Las Vegas. So, his catch radius is incredible. Watch out for Jacoby Lane. And I know the Saints, knowing their needs and knowing what they're looking for at that position, are going to be eye-hustling Jacoby Lane here. And that's, again, when you have 7 coaches from your staff that are able to be here in Mobile, they're going to be able to tell Mickey Loomis and whoever in the front office yes or no simply when they say, should we draft this guy?
Yeah, now that you told me he's the guy that made the one-handed catch against LSU, I'll be watching him now because I don't like that guy one bit. But yeah, I remember him. Yeah, real physical presence, and that is Saints. You need it. You try to get that with Vele, who actually kind of towards the end of the season had those moments.
But I mean, the bar was low.
Bar.
we were wondering, is he on the team still?
Is he on the team?
Did they give him a uniform?
Well, I'll tell you what, they gave the Broncos a 4th-round pick. I know that for a fact. But it is a big body guy on the other side of Chris Olave. We said it. Chris Olave is going to get 30.
Yeah.
Now, whether you agree with that or not, you cannot argue with the stats.
Right.
The statistical season that Chris Olave had. He had the stats of a number 1 receiver. Now, there's going to be different opinions. Like, I certainly have a different opinion on what a number 1 receiver looks like from an eyeball test and what his skill set should be as a number 1 receiver. And I don't think Olave necessarily fits that for me personally, but I can't argue with the stats and the production he has and his crisp route running and what he did this past season. I can't argue with that. So for me to try to say that he doesn't deserve number 1 money is a losing. That's a dumb thing for me to say because but from a building a roster standpoint, I think you still have to have a guy that fits more that mold that I'm thinking about, which is that big physical presence that's physically going to win you a one-on-one battle with a game on the line and is going to make the sure-handed catch at the end of the game. That's going to make that big play catch. And Chris Olave can beat you one-on-one. You can rely on him from a crisp route-running standpoint. But I don't think we all are going to hang our team success on him winning a point-of-catch battle every single time with the defensive back.
Yeah, you're looking for something a little bit different, and it's kind of what makes what Tyler Shuck was able to do. Really, Spencer Rattler too. I mean, again, like I wish we had asked Joel about just the quarterback room health in general. But it's what makes it impressive is the fact that oftentimes they looked up and they never had the same set of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, think how many times, like, either Rashid Shaheed or Chris Olave was out, and then you trade Shaheed, and then Vele's in, but then he's back out. It's like, you've got a bunch of Uber drivers out there, as Dev calls them, running routes for you, and you're still, like, you don't use it as an excuse. And you, like, that's what Shuck did. And that's why, like, look, in our assessment, and, like, because I thought Spencer Rattler did a lot of nice things, but Shuck elevated those around him more than Spencer did. And that's what made him different. That's what made him a winner.
Yep. Made the plays.
And so, like, he didn't care who was in, who was out. And I give him a lot of credit for that. He's like, what's your jersey number? Oh, we just met this week? Sure, get open. I'll throw it to you.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
it's
imagine
very few
my
times
point
as
is
a quarterback
with a weapon.
Very few times as a quarterback do you go somewhere based on an individual. Unless that person is special.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you're not going to throw to a guy if they're cloud covering him or anything like that. But, like, when a quarterback has the opportunity to target a certain receiver because he is special, when all things are equal, when it's man-to-man, and you're like, all right, do I want this guy one-on-one or do I want this guy one-on-one? It's hard when teams play zone to target one receiver.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just happens that's the coaches and the offensive coordinator's job is to understand what defenses you're probably going to get and put him in the position in the route concept. It's usually not the quarterback saying, I'm just going to target this guy because he's so good. And I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have. This quarterback is just going at this receiver because he is dominant, so he's just looking for him every time. Yeah. No, that's stupid. That's not a thing.
Right.
Unless they're playing man-to-man every play. Then, you throw it to him.
Yeah, Puka Nacua, they're playing man. Where's that guy at?
But it's like if you have a top-down read, if you're reading like post to deep over to the flat route to check down, and you got like you're not going to not go through your progression because you have like this kick-ass receiver.
Yeah,
you're going to go through your progression, but it's a coordinator's job to put that guy in the right spot of that progression based on the defense you're going to get. So it's really the coordinator that is mostly responsible for a kick-ass receiver getting more and more targets. Now, if it's man-to-man, you got two one-on-ones, you're deciding which one to go, you go to that guy. But it's that's kind of the misconception that I hear a lot. But we'll see. I just saw Scott Tolzien walk by. I should have thrown my breakfast sandwich wrapper at him.
Buddy, you're 40 years old.
I don't know if this has a weight to get there.
If you think you could throw anything outside of a football that far anymore.
But I can throw it over that mountain.
You might can, but you can't throw it over that curtain.
This right here I don't know. This doesn't weigh. It's not enough grams. I don't think it can. I don't think it can be shot out of a T-shirt cannon to make it.
I don't think you can get it past that first sign, and we'll film it during the break.
Past that first sign? Yeah. I don't know. It has nothing to do. Like I'm telling you, I don't think a T-shirt cannon can get it over that. It just doesn't have the weight.
I don't know. What I do know is we got to take a break. More OTB, because we do have to talk about the conference championship games and what the Super Bowl matchup is going to be in San Francisco in a couple of weeks. And we'll do that when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, if you're thinking about adding a pool to your backyard, you can stop scrolling and start calling Russell Pool Company. These guys have been doing it right here for decades in the Baton Rouge area. Custom pools, quality craftsmanship, and zero shortcuts from design to completion. And we always talk about it, like everywhere during the process and even after the process, they can be in that maintenance for you. Russell Pool Company handles everything, and they do it with attention, honesty, and everything is always going to be state-of-the-art. So whether you want a family pool, a backyard oasis, or the ultimate hangout spot for game days, they'll build exactly what you want. You can find them at russellpools.com.
That's right, Russell Pools, russellpools.com, the name you think of when you think of the highest quality, the best darn custom pools in Louisiana. They've been doing it a long time, and Chris Anderson and the gang over there. Their whole team is incredible. Give them a call. Go to their website, russellpools.com. You can see their gallery work, but anything that you can think of, they can build it. They can maintain it. Check them out, russellpools.com.
Off the bench with Hester and Flynn. Live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile. Presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. It is OTB, and we are here live, boots on the ground from Mobile, Alabama, getting you ready for the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl. And the team getting you ready for baseball and softball season, that'd be Marucci and MarucciSports.com. Go check out the Hitter's House. They got multiple locations throughout Louisiana, and the one in Baton Rouge right off of Segan, something that me and the crew have taken advantage of, and I'm sure you have as well. But always remember, it is always open. So if you want to go take those hacks, if you want to go try out the new bat, also a great service that they offer. Remember, if you want to go try the new bat, you can do it right there in the cages. If you want to trade in your old bat, which is a cool deal that they've got, they're going to give you some off of the new bat when you trade in that old Marucci bat. They've got so much going on over at the Hitter's House. Go take advantage of it. Again, baseball, softball season starting up, so if you need the gear, they've got it all. Helmets, gloves, hats, bats, belts, cleats, you name it, they've got it. MarucciSports.com. All right, we got to talk about the AFC, NFC Championship games. The AFC Championship game, 10-7. Patriots win. Football weather, sure, if that's what you want to call it. An ugly, sloppy snow fest there in Denver. And then we got the complete opposite in Seattle. We had offensive fireworks, 31-27. Seattle victorious over the L.A. Rams. And really with the Patriots and Broncos, we'll get there. I want to start with the nightcap, the Seahawks and Rams. That was very high-level quarterback play. That was high-level offensive coordinator. Just back and forth between both against good defenses. They're still finding ways to get open, score points, and at the end, though, it was a fourth down stop for the Seattle Seahawks that won them the game.
Yeah, it was, and so we were driving down. The tripod was driving down last night, so we were kind of tuning into it, watching a little bit. I was driving, so I wasn't like watching, guys. Eyes were on the road.
Had the volume up.
But I can tell you,
you didn't watch it.
What we all got to witness yesterday, or listen to, for that matter, was high-level tackle football, and it was incredible to see. What an incredible game, an incredible NFC Championship matchup. High-level quarterback play, high-level receiver play, defenses playing their tails off, incredible coaching on both sides. Just we got to watch the best in the world play really good football game, play each other, and a game that meant a lot. Obviously, a trip to the Super Bowl was at stake.
Right.
And the Seattle Seahawks, they get it done. They show why they were the number one seed. And what a fantastic game it was. And like you saw, we were watching that game, or the game was on, and I was expecting Stafford to make the plays that he did. Stafford made the plays, right? He's a dog. He's the best in the game, made incredible throws. What I didn't know we'd see was Sam Darnold making those plays.
Yeah, he did.
But, man, did he step up to the occasion. And what an amazing story. Like, I was cheering for the Rams because I'm a Stafford guy. That's been my prediction to get to the Super Bowl, has been the Rams. But what a story Sam Darnold is. A guy from
incredible
that went to in an interview after a game saying that he's literally seen ghosts out there.
Yeah.
And that is not a great place to be as a quarterback. But you're a couple of years later, you fast forward, and my God, he is headed to the Super Bowl. And a lot of it, of course, they got a great team, man. Seattle is a well-coached team. They got some dog. Their defense is a really good defense, even though both offenses had a lot of success. We did watch two good defenses yesterday play. That's why it was such a fun game to watch, because the plays that were made on offense were high-level skill plays by running backs, receivers, quarterbacks, offensive line, blocking some very intricate pressures. It was just a lot of fun to watch. But, man, Sam Darnold, a lot of questions on him, but he had that dog in him. He had that clutch gene yesterday. Made the plays when they were presented, and he needed to make them at the times. And just a lot of fun to watch. We had some questions, though, like early on. The Rams being down 11, they didn't go for two after any of their touchdowns. Not going for two. We were talking about that game management, scoreboard management situation there. Was wondering if we were coaching like Wood, not questioning Sean McVay because he's one of the best in the business, but at what point do you decide to go for two? Try to make it a 10-point game, because at some point you got to think that you have to go for that two. I'd rather do it a little bit early to see what I have to make up, because if you do cut it to 10, the Rams toward the end of the game were, I think, at the 10-yard line, 15-yard line, something like that, and having to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, they were inside the 10.
Inside the 10, 4th and 4, or something like that. And they have to go for it because they're down by 4 at that point. Yeah. So how does the game turn out if they decide to go for it too? You can look back and question a lot of different things here and there throughout any football game. But just something that we certainly brought up yesterday. And Sam Darnold, what did we say yesterday? Becomes the first quarterback
from the 2018 draft to start a Super Bowl. Now, he's been to one as a backup, but before Josh Allen, before Lamar Jackson, before Baker Mayfield, it is Sam Darnold from the 2018 class that's going to start in the Super Bowl first. And you mentioned it yesterday. He's 25 of 36, 346 yards, 3 tutters, 9.6 yards per throw. Now, look, Matthew Stafford was 22 of 35, 374 and 3 tutters. So the quarterbacks played incredible, but what a great story Sam Darnold is. And he revives his career in Minnesota with KOC last year. Then he goes to Seattle, and everybody's like, I don't know, man. Was that because he was in Minnesota with a great quarterback coach and Jets and all these weapons? And, well, he certainly elevated those around him, like Jackson Smith and Jigba. Played like really an MVP this year. I mean, yesterday he had 10 for 153. So Sam Darnold just needed to get away from the Jets. And it's a great example of what we always talk about. We're so quick to label people bust. It's like, yeah, okay, sure, you can do that if you want to. In some other cases, maybe they are. But in a lot of cases, it's because they went to crappy, almost said a bad word, franchises like the Jets, the Browns, the Raiders, all of these loser franchises that it doesn't matter who's the coach, what
Don't
it
say
is.
that too loud. The coach might be around here.
I don't even care. I hope a Raiders coach says something.
You stink.
I hate the Raiders.
Where are you at, Tom Brady?
So, maybe he can fix it, but there's so many players that their career just went down the drain because they went to bad franchises. And good for Sam Darnold to be able to find his way to a normal franchise, a stable franchise, and go show what he can do.
Yeah, 2 in a row. Like you said, revived his career last year with the Vikings, who have a really good organization. And, yeah, just like you said, people get in bad situations, and sometimes that's the curse of being the best and getting drafted early, is that you do have to go to a bad organization. But it has worked out. Sam Darnold headed to the Super Bowl. Going to face the New England Patriots. And my God, did it do it. Super Bowl logo. It did it.
Got some neon green.
It done called it.
Got some red.
Done called it again.
Yeah.
So, those of you, not following the Super Bowl logo, it releases every single year before the season, long before. The colors of the Super Bowl logo are pretty darn accurate in determining who the matchup's going to be. And wouldn't you know, little lime green is in that thing.
Yeah.
And a little bit of red.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
I mean,
is the NFL rigged?
Some are asking.
Some are asking.
I'm asking because also the NFL, I just saw this like during the last break.
Yep.
At the beginning of the season, they posted a graphic of like everybody walking toward the Lombardi Trophy.
No.
Drake May and Sam Darnold are at the front of the line.
Give me this.
Drake May and Sam Darnold, front of the line.
Wow.
They really are.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Who would have
And they
those
posted
two?
that in the beginning of the season.
Who would have had those two? Patriots picked 5th last year. The Seahawks had Sam Darnold at quarterback.
So on the right shoulder, Drake May is Malik Neighbors. But yeah, I'll be darned.
It might be rigged.
It is rigged. 100%
They
now.
foreshadowed.
It's 100% now. With the Patriots winning last night, Mike Vrabel has tied now for the most wins in NFL history for a first year as a head coach with that organization, 17. And I believe the last one to do it was the 49ers coach in like 89, but they were coming off like a Super Bowl performance the year before. So incredibly impressive what Vrabel has done in his first year there. Going from a bad team that fired a one-year head coach and has taken them now to a 17-win season, 17-3 currently with the playoffs added. And the Patriots, first team in NFL history to go 9-0 on the road this season.
It's incredible, yeah.
So they have done it. And then it's not always pretty. It wasn't pretty yesterday. Drake May did enough with his feet and his legs to get some big-time first downs, to keep the clock running, to keep ball in their possession, and hang on to that 10-7 lead that they had, the commanding 10-7 lead.
Yeah.
But man, it's they've done just enough to win. And what a when you see 9-0 on the road, you know you got a good culture
for sure.
You might not have the greatest talent, but you know you got a good culture. And everybody said that they're one year away. It's a 1 year away type of team, the New England Patriots. But my God, they've made it this year. So they are ahead of schedule, certainly, with Vrabel as their head coach. But 2 records being done right there. First team in NFL history to go 9-0 on the road. And Mike Vrabel ties the record for the most wins as a head coach in his first year with a team.
I saw Vrabes here 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. And he was actually walking right behind us at a crosswalk there. And I was like, hey, what's going on, brother? I said my name or whatever. And so, yeah, played against you a bunch, man. Always respected you, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole deal. And he goes, I'm surprised you didn't cut me. I was like, what? He goes, well, when I played you, every time I saw you cut me. So I'm surprised you didn't cut me here at the crosswalk.
Surprised you didn't cut me right here.
Oh, well, that's a good memory because I was not trying to stay up with any 3-4 outside linebacker. Hell no, I wasn't trying to do that.
Trying to keep a career going.
I mean, he said it like straight face too. So I was like, damn, you mad at me? My bad, dog.
We aren't cool.
Hey, look at you, look at me. Like, what'd you think I was going to do? So, but incredible job that he's done. Titans, you're dumb. Fire the guy who's been coach of the year with you. And, well, now you've got a new coach because you pulled the trigger on Braves. And
you know who we haven't talked about enough, and I don't have like the stats in front of me to talk like educated on it right this second. Kayshon Boutte has had an incredible year.
He has.
Like before the season, the announcers talking about like he's become one of the best deep threats in the NFL.
Yeah.
An incredible year. Again, I don't have his stats pulled up because it just popped in my
yesterday,
head just
like
talking about the
nobody
Patriots.
they had 86 receiving yards as a team, but this year, in the totality, he had 33 catches, 551, 6 touchdowns, almost 17 yards per catch, which is 5th in the NFL at 16.7. So what you're talking about as a deep threat play guy, I mean, top 5 in the NFL as far as average per catch. Good for him, man.
Yeah,
good for
really
him.
good
I know
for
he's
him.
had some ups and downs, and he's had the whole betting situation that popped up, and he went through it, come out on the other side. Which
He wrote a book about it. They talked about it last night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I wrote a little book
Good for
about it.
Kayshon.
Yeah. I got to look this up. We'll look it up and give you all the name of it when we come back.
More OTB here live from Mobile, Alabama.
Off the bench.
All right, when it comes to protecting your home or a business, your roof matters, and that's where Pelican Roofing comes in. Pelican Roofing is locally owned. Been doing work in this area for a very long time, and not just like in Baton Rouge, in Lafayette and Baton Rouge, right? Boots on the ground in both. You get dependable service. They're going to get the job done the right way. So whether you need a full roof replacement, a repair, or a professional inspection, their team brings experience and attention to detail to every project. They show up on time, communicate clearly, and stand behind their work. If you're thinking about your roof, don't wait. Visit pelicanroof.com to learn more. Again, that is Pelican Roofing, pelicanroof.com.
That's right, Pelican Roof, the most trusted roofing company in Louisiana, specializing in roof repairs and roof replacements. Maybe there's a little extra ice on the roofs this week. Maybe you get a little ice melt here. Maybe you got a leak. Maybe you need to get that repair. Well, make sure you give Pelican Roof a call. You can go to their website, pelicanroof.com, and see all the 5-star reviews that they have on the internet. The meanest place on earth loves Pelican Roof. So offices in Lafayette and Baton Rouge, so they can help you out wherever you are, whatever that need is. Make sure you give them a call or go see them, pelicanroof.com.
Now, back to Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, and welcome back in. It is OTB here live from the Panini Senior Bowl. Our coverage brought to you by First American Bank and Trust. FABT.com is the website. Also remind you, if you're looking for an industrial construction partner you can trust here in Baton Rouge, look no further than Pala. Pala has been specializing in industrial construction and development, bringing experience, precision, and accountability to every project they take on. From planning to execution, they focus on safety, efficiency, and getting the job done right the first time. That's why they've been in business since the early 70s here in the greater Baton Rouge area. So whether it's large-scale industrial build or a complex construction project, Pala has the expertise to deliver. You can learn more at palagroup.com. Again, that is Pala Group, P-A-L-A Group.com. Building with purpose right here in Baton Rouge.
I just saw this. I don't know if you say it. So Matt Moscona posted. This is a little bit less than an hour ago. He said, "All right, so new. So even though the deadline to enroll classes was passed last week, LSU transfer Jordan Seaton is expected to be on campus and enrolled in classes this week. Sources confirm." That would also allow him to participate in spring practice. And another source described it, quote, "When you have great alignment, you can move mountains," end quote.
You can. That's
just another word for saying, life isn't fair. When you got alignment, let's get him in class, guys. Let's have some common sense.
That's like I talk about with the Georgia Bulldogs all the time. Their president, their AD, and their head coach all have some sort of a degree from UGA. Mm-hmm. Now, their AD has one from LSU, too, but he's got a grad, I think master's or it doesn't matter. He's got a degree from UGA. Yep. They talk about it all the time. The governor, I'm pretty sure, in Georgia is a Bulldog.
Yep.
So that's alignment.
Yep.
And if you got it, good on you.
Hey, Dean of Admissions, we're going to go ahead and let this kid into class.
Yeah.
You might be a week late. No, this doesn't mean everybody in the world can get enrolled late. Just this kid, because we need him on the football team.
You know what got him in? The plus.
The plus? That's what got it?
Plus.
Dang, I knew it was there for a reason. That plus means rules don't apply. It's kind of like
look, I care about 3 letters.
Oh, I love it.
L, S, and U. And if they're doing well, I'm doing well.
Life isn't fair. Okay, It's not fair. There's special rules every now and then. You got to bend them a little bit. It's like when I was playing in the league, and there was I think it was a second-year player. He was an undrafted guy, good player. He didn't, he was undrafted, but he, special teams guy, made the team. Showed up late to practice one day. Well, guess what?
That was his last day.
This is his last day.
Yeah.
He complains. He's like, "Man, I saw Aaron Rodgers show up late." And I was like, "Buddy, life ain't fair."
Yeah, you can't spin it like Aaron.
You can't spin it like him. He's more important to us The rules are different for him than they are for you, and you got to understand that.
Yeah.
Whoopsies. Sorry.
Yeah. Aaron, why are you late, though?
Actually, it might not have been Aaron. I was trying to make a point here.
Aaron.
And everyone says it's a bad teammate.
Dude.
You know.
I tell you what, I was late one time in my LSU career. It's because we had a full blowout on Nicholson, right? Nicholson and Lee. There's that old Circle K. It's been abandoned forever now. But we're right there, and me and Sean Jordan and Stelz, all of us, like, boom, blowout. I mean, tire pops, whatever. And you couldn't Uber. There's no Uber back then. And we're changing the tire. We're hurrying. I mean, we got that done. It was like a NASCAR tire change. But we were like 30 seconds late to the workout.
Oh, boy.
And when I say, this is our senior year, so we're all like, we're captains. When I say Tommy Moffitt lit into our ass, like – that was one man that did not care who you were. I mean, do we have still like the like when you change the tire, it's like black all over, like your hands, and like he didn't care. Mm-hmm. He didn't care.
Sorry.
Because he also was the man that said, if that train is going by the facility and you're stuck, you better drag your bloody ass into this weight room because you just tried to jump through the train. So that counts what Flynn's talking about with everybody but Tommy Moffitt.
Yeah, with everybody. Yep, that's exactly right. That's why we love Tommy. Didn't care. Didn't care.
If that train's there, you better drag your bloody. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
You think he still talks that way?
Can you talk that way anymore?
You got to hope that he does.
I don't know. I don't know if you can still talk that way.
This kid's got to know.
Yeah.
They got to know how to act.
Sure, but I don't know if you can get that done.
So don't murder yourself with a train to get to practice.
If you're on South Stadium and there's a train there and you're a football player, I don't know if that's still the case, but 20 years ago you had to play Frogger through the train.
I'll just wait for the train to leave.
I was terrified to be late.
No. Shocked that you were.
Terrified to be late. One time, and again, it's because of a blown tire.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a random workout. It wasn't even like a team meeting or anything.
Yep.
I don't even want to think about a team meeting with Coach Saban.
Mm-hmm. Well, nobody worry, guys. Jordan Seaton.
He's in class.
He's in class.
So
because of alignment.
So everybody's going to be there outside. I mean, Levitt's going to be there, but he's injured. But that's a big deal.
No, he's not injured. He's recovering.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Almost healthy.
Sure, whatever way you want to spin it. He's not going to be out there.
Don't say injured. That's a positive words, bud.
Sure, that feels positive. I'll take it. But no, getting him there before spring. I'm not saying like it has to be the case, because if I'm being honest with our listeners, you don't have to go through spring practice necessarily to go out there and be successful in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see freshmen sometimes I think Harlan Berry came in the summertime. I don't think he was an early enrollee, and he did okay, right? So you don't have to do that. But I do think with a lot of new, as many like leaders and kind of, main pieces of the structure that you can get there, I do think that is important for this team, just because they got 40 new players through the portal. I mean, that's not even counting high school players.
Yep.
So as much as you can get there, and again, like I know Levitt can't go through practice, but even just being there, being in the building, being behind the offense with a script, I think that's going to be big for LSU. So thank God for alignment.
Yep. Thank God for alignment. And I don't know who all that means, but doesn't matter. He's in class.
That's right.
A week late. I'm sure he'll be there. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, taking notes, front row.
Online. How would you have done in online classes?
I would have nailed it.
Because you did so good in in-person classes.
I would have crushed, obviously.
You definitely didn't say, hey, you got those notes from the past 4 classes?
Well, I'll tell you how well I did. Only guy at graduation to get a standing ovation when I got my diploma. So, not a big deal.
This, man.
Not a big deal.
Do you think it was because of your grades or because of the way you threw the football?
Well, it was 2 weeks before the national championship game. It was funny. Jack Marucci always laughs at the story about, like, they're announcing, all the, this guy, Magnum, cum laude, blah, 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 he had a 4.1. This guy, created the cure for cancer over here. And everyone, well, let's get to the general studies degrees. Come on down.
If you ask this man his 3 minors, he'd have no idea. Matthew, Clayton, Flynn.
Here we go.
Flynn. Yeah, fat ankles and all, walking across the stage.
It's called College Graduate.
Yeah, all 3 of us are here, bud.
I know.
So,
I know, because we're educated.
yeah,
Not a big deal.
It's not that big of a deal.
I do want to say something before we go to break that's off football topic.
Okay.
It's a golf topic.
Oh, God.
Scotty Scheffler kicks off the season this past weekend.
Okay.
And first appearance on the PGA Tour, wins the American Express Open by like 4 or 5 strokes. Kills it. He's made like $60 million in the last two years, each year.
Good job.
And
bud.
I believe, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong here, if anybody
won't know
knows.
if it is wrong.
I think the 3rd person in the history of golf to get at least 20 or more wins before he turns 30.
Congratulations,
So,
Scotty.
yeah, it's a big deal.
Scotty didn't know.
Scotty does now. He knows how to play golf. Put that ball in the hole.
No, different Scotty.
What did he know?
About Fiona and
No.
Matt Damon.
What were they doing?
I don't know.
All right.
Scotty didn't know either. In a van. Says she was in church. She was not. We'll take a break. More OTB. Last segment coming your way here live from the Panini Senior Bowl.
Off the bench. Off the bench.
All right, game day hangouts are just winding down after a long day. There is one beer that fits every moment. Of course, that is Dos Equis. Crisp, refreshing, and perfectly balanced. Dos Equis is easy to drink without sacrificing flavor. It's not heavy. It's not watered down. It's just a great beer you can enjoy all game long. So whether you're watching with friends, grilling outside, or cracking open one after a long work day, Dos Equis always delivers. So next time you're at the store, grab Dos Equis because the most interesting days deserve the most interesting beer.
Ooh, most interesting man in the world, maybe? Who knows? Go for Dos. Drink Dos Equis. Well, sometimes when it's icy outside, when it's cold outside, there's not a lot to do. So it might be a great day to have a beer. Maybe 2. Well, if you're going to have 2, make it a Dos Equis. 2 X's right there on the bottle or can, whatever you want. So if you're going to do it, make sure you did that cold, delicious Mexican lager. They also have the Amber Especial. Get you a couple limes, cut it up, put it in there. Have yourself the most amazing beer, a great experience. If you're going to do it, do it responsibly. Go for Dos, drink Dos Equis.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many.
Welcome back to Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Live from the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile. Presented by First American Bank and Trust.
All right, welcome back in. One final segment here on this Monday morning. And again, we're going to be here all week long breaking down the 2026 Panini Senior Bowl. And that is thanks to First American Bank and Trust.
Yeah.
FABT.com. They've been doing it for over 100 years. I think they know a thing or two about what they're doing. So go check them out, FABT.com. Also, want to give a shout out to Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. GetGordon.com is the website. Remember, anywhere in the state of Louisiana, put your area code followed by 888-8888. You can go to the website, GetGordon.com. You can have a chat with a live agent right there on the homepage. You can check out cases they can handle for you in the courtroom, past client results. All of that is at your fingertips at GetGordon.com. And as you know, on social media, at GetGordon's always going to be the handle. So Facebook, X, Instagram, whatever it is, you can see what they're doing in your local community and also what they've got going on with the G team. And I would assume there's probably going to be some new members to the G team coming up.
Maybe 40 plus.
There's going to be a lot of new members there for the G team. So looking forward to that content.
Hey, what a show, man. It's going by fast.
Yeah.
A couple of great interviews.
See, like
So-
I know you don't like them. I know.
I didn't say I didn't like them.
Well, I know they're not your comfort zone.
Yeah, they're not my comfort zone, certainly.
But it's good to get like great insight.
But the more you do it, the more it does become your comfort zone. I mean, kind of like that one question I nailed
Which one?
where I finger pistoled you. Is that the first? Is that your first experience with?
I've done some form of radio for a decade now.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of different co-hosts. I've done solo a lot.
Yep.
That's the first time in my career that a co-host tried to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
His brain didn't allow it, and he said no, and finger pointed at me. It's the first time it's ever happened to me.
Yep. Maybe I winked at you, too. You got it, kid. Good luck out there.
So,
yeah, you see?
Like, there's a chance that Cole Payton's calling back home. It's like, hey, guys.
Hey.
Do y'all think that was one of the tests from one of the NFL teams? I was doing an interview with a guy. He said he played in the NFL for like 8 years.
Yeah.
And we were doing the interview, and he literally said no, and then finger pointed to his co-host and said, you go.
Yeah.
Like, is that a test? Like, did I pass it?
Did I do good?
Yeah.
That wasn't a real interview, was it?
No way that was real.
That wasn't, like, there's no way that guy's a pro. It was a Make-A-Wish situation. Yeah, we blacked out a little bit.
No, we know we. I'll be in the foxhole with you if you want me to be. I'll jump in with you.
Hey, but my other questions, though,
The other questions were
pretty
great.
good.
Yeah, they were great.
Hey, we're getting better each and every time we do this.
They were great.
It was exciting. Hey, but what else will we be talking about right now? Like, this, good stuff. He'll never forget that.
I'll say this, a little tip, and you found your way there just a question late.
Yeah.
You always got to have, like, for me, for this certain player, he mentioned he was from Omaha. So I knew if he didn't give me a long answer or if he just one-worded it, I was going to ask him about Omaha.
Okay,
and going to the College World Series. Your question was going to be about Varsity Blues. You just got there a question late.
I had 3 emergency questions. I already blown through them.
All right, we got a minute left here in the show.
I was really impressed with the 2 quarterbacks that we did interview.
Dude, I really, like different. You're right, different. But I liked both of them.
I did too. I really did.
I'll be rooting for both those guys.
I can't wait to watch them get after it.
And I think
this
they both
week.
have an advantage this week after hearing kind of the offenses they ran. Like Bielema at Illinois, like I know they're spread principles, but they still have a lot of pro stuff mixed into their offense. A lot of 12 personnel. Luke Altmaier is somebody to pay attention to.
Yeah, he said they had about 10 or 15 snaps a game that he averaged under center.
Yeah. That's 10 or 15 more than most quarterbacks here for the year.
Yep. And then Cole said they didn't do the clap count.
He laughed at you.
He laughed at the clap count, which I loved.
Yeah.
So he had that mentality where he's here to kick some ass.
And we're going to be
Off the bench.
Really quick on that button.
Wow. Hey, Moose.
Yeah, relax, man. Give us a couple of seconds.
Easy, bud. Easy. You want to go feel like your youthful self once again? If you want to act like or pretend that you can go play in the Panini Senior Bowl, even though you're 40 years old, I've got somewhere you can go. RejuveMeMedical.com is going to be the website. Can't wait to go over there, go through the process, and just check out the lab, see what's going on. I mean, they've got injectables as well. Like, they got a little bit of everything for everyone. I mean, go to the website, and also they've got a location for everyone. Throughout the state of Louisiana, wherever you're listening to us, they've got a location, RejuveMeMedical.com.
Yeah, whether it's hormone replacement, just getting those hormones right, whether it's weight loss, overall wellness, aesthetics, whatever it is, like they can help it. Rejuvenate Medical, they got 13 locations across Louisiana. So wherever you live, they got one community. Great locations, great medical staff, everything. Go check them out, RejuveMeMedical.com.